Hello students. Today we will be seeing about the impact of British rule in India. The British East India Company fulfilled its commercial needs as a trade company. That is, as we already studied, that the British came to India for the purpose of trade. So they already fulfilled its commercial needs as a trade company, that is British East India Company. The British exploited the situation in India. So what was the situation in India? The hundreds of ruling dynasties were competing with each other. That is, there was no unity within India. The ruling dynasties in India, the different ruling dynasties in India, they were fighting with each other for power. So there was a political turmoil or a political indefinite situation in India. So British, what they did, they exploited this situation. We have already studied in the different wars, that is Carnatic War, Battle of Buxar, Battle of Plassey. We have come to know how British exploited this situation. The main policy of British was divide and rule. As we have already studied in these wars, when two people were fighting within the country, British will support one and fight against the another. So British basically was using a technique of dividing and ruling the people. The British also used the method of war and negotiation. With some people they fought war, with some people they did negotiation, that is compromise. Let us be friends or let us sign some treaty with each other. So British used different techniques and thus they were gaining political control over India. The British tried to integrate the whole of India under one administrative and political structure. Education, judiciary, land tax, trade, agriculture, all were regulated under different laws and administrative systems. So the British started to introduce different laws and administrative system for Indian education, judiciary, land tax, trade, agriculture. So basically British started to interfere in all the aspects of Indian administration. The British implemented various administrative experiments to achieve a new order in India. They started experimenting with various techniques in administration in India. So, the British East India Company fulfilled its commercial needs as a trade company, that is basically they came for trade. Later, they wanted to establish political control. For this, British exploited the situation in India wherein hundreds of ruling dynasties were competing or fighting with each other. The main policy of British was divide and rule, and the British also used the method of war and negotiation. Thus, they were gaining political control over India. The British tried to integrate whole of India under one administrative and political structure. They started to regulate the education, judiciary, land tax, agriculture. All these were regulated under various laws and administrative systems. And what the British started to do, they started implementing various administrative experiments to achieve a new order in India. Now let us see what all changes British were trying to bring in different fields in India. So first we will see administrative and judicial system. So in that, let us see civil services. In administrative, let us see civil services. Lord Cornwallis introduced the administration of civil services. So Lord Cornwallis was a person who introduced the administration of civil services. East India Company was appointing employees for the purpose of trade. Private workers were also given permission for trade. These opportunities were used by employers and made money with illegal means. So when British East India Company were appointing employees for trade, they were also giving permission for private workers. But this opportunity was misused and employers started to use illegal means and they started to make money. So what the British decided to do, they issued a new act called as Regulating Act in India to control this. So a new act called as Regulating Act was issued to control this illegal practice and people making money. So the Regulating Act in 1773. Lord Cornwallis, he later opened Fort William College in Calcutta in 1800. So a college called as Fort William College was opened by Lord Cornwallis in Calcutta in 1800. It was for people aspiring to join civil service. That is, anyone who wanted to join for civil service had to get admission in this college. So it was for people who wanted to join civil services. So Lord Cornwallis did a lot of beneficial things for the sake of Indian administration. So Lord Cornwallis introduced administration of civil services. East India Company was appointing employees for the purpose of trade. Private workers were also given permission. These opportunities were misused by some employers and they made money with illegal means. To prevent this, Government of England implemented Regulating Act in India to control this, and Lord Cornwallis opened Fort William College in Calcutta in 1800. This was for people aspiring to join civil services. So this was not supported by the directors of East India Company, and appointment till 1853 was done by directors. So this directors of East India Company did not like the concept which was introduced by Lord Cornwallis, and what they did, they continued the appointment till 1853. From 1853 onwards, the appointments were done through the competitive examinations. So Lord Cornwallis, he opened Fort William College in Calcutta for people who are aspiring for civil service. But this initiation by Lord Cornwallis was not liked or not supported by the directors of East India Company, and till 1853 they only did the appointment. But from 1853, appointments were done through competitive examinations. And British continued to suspect efficiency of Indians. So when competitive examinations were done also, the British were not ready to appoint Indians as in the post of civil services. Why? Because British were suspecting the efficiency of Indians. So for this reason, only lower grade jobs were given to Indians. So the British continued to suspect the efficiency of Indians and only lower grade jobs were given to them. Next is the changes brought about in the judicial system. After the Battle of Buxar, Mughal Emperor Shah Alam handed over Diwani rights to the British. You already know that what happened in Battle of Buxar. After Battle of Buxar, Shah Alam gave the Diwani rights to the British. What was Diwani right? This was the right to collect land tax. So the right to collect land tax was given to the British. Dual administration came into effect in Bengal region after this. What is dual administration? Dual administration means power in the hands of two different people. British have some power and the Bengal ruler have some power. So that is dual administration came into effect. The right to collect land tax, civil and judiciary were given to Indian officials. So right to collect land tax, that word should be specifically seen, that is right to collect land tax was given to Indian officials. So after Battle of Buxar, Shah Alam handed the Diwani right to the British, that is right to collect the land tax. That time dual administration came into effect in Bengal region, and after this the right to collect land tax, civil and judiciary were given to Indian officers. So Indian officers can collect land tax. So British retained the authority of managing the revenue collected. So in effect what happened? Indian officials only can collect land tax, but the authority to manage the revenue collected was in the hands of British. That is, you can simply collect the money, you cannot use it. The power to use it is in the hands of British. So this was the technique used by the British. Later, British overtook the authority of Mughals and established their supremacy in India. This was but natural. Later, British took all the authorities from the Mughals and they established their power in India. A new judicial system was implemented in India, a new judicial system. The administrative plan of Warren Hastings said about the need of two types of courts in each district. So now the British got all the power in their hands. So now they decided that the administrative, according to Warren Hastings, he said that two types of courts are needed in each district. First is Diwani Adalat. that is a civil court, and a Fauzdari Adalat, that is criminal courts. That is two types of court, civil court and criminal court was needed according to Warren Hastings. Civil court was called as Diwani Adalat and criminal court was called as Fauzdari Adalat. In this civil court, Hindus were given justice as per Hindu scriptures and Muslims as per Shariat law. Shariat is the law of Muslims. So in the civil court, Hindus were given justice according to their rules, that is Hindu religious rules, and Muslims were given justice according to Shariat laws. British introduced British legal procedures in criminal courts. So in criminal courts what they did, they introduced their own legal procedures. Later, civil courts also came under the administration of European officers. So these all are techniques. That is, first they agreed that okay, in civil court let Hindus have their own rules and Muslims have their own rules, but only in criminal courts British introduced their legal procedures. But it is understood that slowly they introduced their own rules in civil courts also. Civil courts also came under the administration of European officers. Criminal courts, which was under the control of Qazis in the beginning, were supervised by European officers. So naturally, all the authority came under the power of British. So judicial system, the British retained the authority of managing the revenue collected, that is new judicial system was started by the British. After the Battle of Buxar, what happened? Diwani rights, that is authority to collect land tax, was given to the British. So dual administration came into effect. So what is dual administration? That is, under this the authority to collect land tax was given to Indian officers, whereas the British retained the authority to manage it. So this was the technique used by the British, but later they took their complete authority. A new judicial system was introduced, and according to Warren Hastings, two types of courts were needed. One is civil and criminal. Civil is Diwani Adalat and criminal is Fauzdari Adalat. And in the civil court, in the beginning, Hindus were having their rules and Muslims were having Shariat laws. But later, civil court also came under the administration of European officers, and British legal procedure was introduced in criminal courts. Criminal court, which was under the Qazis, were later supervised by European officers. Thus, British introduce their complete authority in judicial system also. So in this video we have seen about the impact of British rule in India. That is how in civil services they introduced their own rules and regulations, and later how they controlled the judicial system of India. So we slowly see how British is attaining complete control, that is political as well as administrative control over India. We will go on to the next topics in the next videos. I hope you have understood the topic very clearly. If you like the video, please do subscribe the channel and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching. See you soon in the next video.